Hey guys, Jeremy from Plastic Fantastic Climbing, and welcome back. So today we have Derick and Ed, and we're super excited about doing this a third or fourth time because I personally screwed it up the other times. Yeah. So we're back to do them again, and today we are reviewing the Evolv Oracles, and as you can see we have the new lineup here. And you know, I really just kind of want to get into it. Let's just talk first impressions. We'll start on the end. So Ed, first impression.
Yeah, the Oracle is this is my go-to sport climbing shoe right now. It's really comfortable. It's the most comfortable shoe that I own, and yeah, it's great for when you need to keep the shoe on for like long periods of time, but you still need a shoe that performs at a very high level. That is very technical and has very precise feet, and yeah, I really dig it. You can get them on really tight, and for a lace-up, they're actually surprisingly easy to take off as well too. So,
yeah, I agree. All right.
I second the comfortability. I thought it was the most comfortable shoe that walks without a break-in period. And I felt that the more it broke in, just the better and better it got. I didn't get any hot spots, I didn't get any bad situations, there was no cramping, it didn't lose shape. It stayed precisely almost the same size as when it came out of the box, so there was not a lot of stretch to it. I was a little worried about the laces as well, but on and off, it comes off. Talk today.
Okay, as I agree with both of them, so I will second all of that information, and then I'll just add like a little bit of technical information. So the whole easy on, easy off thing is because they have the Speedlace system on here, and then the Speedlace system has like this plastic piece right here on the top of, I guess, the top of the arch. And because of it being plastic and the way that the laces kind of like ran through, and I think we mentioned this the last time, because of the fiber and the texture of the laces, it was really easy to pull through. Obviously there's other technology we're going to talk about, but if we're just going to talk about how comfortable they are and we're going to talk about how easy on and off they are, it's really because of the speed lacing. And I just love that they're this comfortable right out of the box.
Totally.
And that they are high performance, regardless of how comfortable they are. Because typically we don't have that. We don't have that sensation, or that we come from climbing shoes are supposed to be uncomfortable, and the more uncomfortable they are, the better high performance they are. And I don't agree anymore about that.
Yo, totally. And it challenges the status quo of what we've been told about a climbing shoe. You gotta break it in, it's gotta do this, your feet have to hurt, don't worry about it, climb in for 5 minutes, take your shoe off. This, I was in for an hour, day one, out of the box, and I can still leave it on. And you know, my feet get a little bit tired and sore and stuff, and I definitely like to take it off between climbs. This shoe, without question, I leave on more times than not. So, it's more like a tennis shoe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna go run, I'm not gonna go walk around in it, but I can definitely hang out on the mat.
Well, I think it then supports what Ed was saying, is that for like long climbs, if you're gonna be sport climbing,
totally.
You know, on like multi-pitches.
Awesome sport climbing shoe. Amazing. Yeah.
As I don't sport climb, you know, or I hardly ever, I come from it on the bouldering side, and I thought bouldering wise, even on long routes and just hanging out in between projects and situations like that, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you go out and sport climb in them?
I haven't been outdoors climbing, no.
Okay. Because I feel that the thing that we don't get here in the gym is that we don't multi-pitch here in the gym, obviously. But I feel that if you were gonna multi-pitch, that these would be the shoes.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have to take them off.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, since we're already talking about comfort and like being in them all day, I think it'd be really wise for us to talk about sizing for like for the guy or the girl that's gonna wants to get them online because they can't purchase, like they don't have, you know, an REI, or I don't know if they sell them at REI, but if they don't have like a shoe store that they can go to, how were we on sizing?
On sizing, I'm basically, I believe I'm the same size across every single one of these shoes. So I was a size 11. For reference, you know, in a pair of like Adidas NMDs, I'm probably like an 8.5 or a 9. So.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. I'm a solid 10 street shoe. Nike, Adidas, every way through. And I'm at 10.5 in Oracles.
Okay.
So I found that was comfortable. There was no air pockets in it. It was still super tight and I could crank down on it, but not to the point where like I was killing my feet.
Yeah.
You're in the shoe.
Yeah, the toe box has like a really nice, softer rubber than the Agros.
Yeah.
So it's just got like a much more sensitive feel, where the Agro is like a much more durable shoe. There's just like a ton of rubber on it.
Yeah, the Agro's a tank.
Yeah, the Oracle is like a very, very lightweight shoe as well too. So if that's something, you know, that matters to you, you just kind of like want to have that feeling where there's almost just kind of like nothing on your feet. You know, the Oracle is definitely way more the look.
Yeah, I think if I don't know right off the top of my head, but I think we're probably sitting in the 8-ounce realm, where we're sitting almost in a 9-ounce realm. And I could be wrong. I'm not.
Yeah. But you think it's definitely an ounce between the two?
Without question. I mean, I can just feel it in my hands. But again, this is a tank.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rubber. Totally. A lot of, you know, this is just beefy as hell.
Yeah.
This is a little more dainty.
Yes.
But without question, still very firm and strong in the toe and the rubber.
Yeah. So I am, like, if I were to buy a pair of Nikes, a pair of Adidas's, Adidas, excuse me,
Whatever.
I would always buy an 8.5. Funny thing is, I could wear an 8.5, but for review's sake, I grabbed a 9, and they still fit amazingly. I don't think, even that half size up, I don't feel I suffered in performance. So if you are kind of wavering on your sizing, I don't think half a size is going to make that huge of a difference, because I took a 9 in these, I took a 9.5 in these, an 8.5 in the Shamans, and I think if you typically wear an 8.5, so let's say you're coming from a Shaman and you got an 8.5, I think you can get an 8.5 in these and be perfectly fine.
Totally.
For sure.
I agree.
Definitely.
The Shaman will stretch a little bit more than the Oracle will.
I feel so too, because of like all this extra
You're just,
rubber on top.
Well, the leather, the positioning of the leather, the way, you know, the outside is, there's a lot of extra material in the forefoot on top of it that's going to give it, you know, a little bit more structure. Whereas this, there's a little bit more synthetic, and synthetic will stretch a little bit different.
Yeah.
So it will give you a little bit more space to breathe on this. So sizing down on this is okay. I think you go pretty close to size, and then it's a half size up, in my opinion.
Okay, just for technical clarification, all synthetic. No leather. This is, so if you're a vegan climber, this, you know.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's completely right. Because Georgia wouldn't climb in these unless they were vegan.
Oh, makes sense. Not vegan.
Not vegan. Not vegan at all.
Not vegan.
No, vegan.
This is vegan?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Synthetic, yeah.
I lied?
All synthetic. And vegan.
And vegan.
Right? In terms of comfort and in terms of how it fits in the toe or it fits in the foot, let's just go back and say that if you were to grab these shoes, feel like they are a combination of a Shaman and an Agro.
Without question.
Yeah.
It's the best of both worlds. Basically, Matt, who helped design the shoe, he basically said he took the best of the Shaman, the best of the Agro, put them in a blender, and spit out an Oracle. There's definitely some adjustments from things from the Agro to the Shaman to make it a little bit of its own shoe. You know, you have the black spine. The heel, the back of the heel tab is a little bit higher, so you're not cranking on your Achilles as much. There's a little bit more rubber on the back there to help protect against that, but it's also a little bit higher. Your heel sits down just a little bit lower. Because the way the toe is, it drives it down a little bit farther, and actually your heel sits into the pocket a little bit more, so you don't get that air bubble sometimes with some shoes.
Yeah.
So you are getting best of both worlds, but you're getting a little bit extra in the shoe as well.
Okay, perfect. So if we weren't going to talk technically about the shoe,
why would we not talk technically?
We would.
Be honest.
We would talk technically, but about our personal experience, like, Ed, like personally, how did they feel? Like, how did they fit your foot? Like, what do you think about? Obviously, the heel is higher.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, they're adding other technologies to make comfort, to make it more comfortable. How did it feel on your foot? What did you love? What did you dislike?
Awesome. As far as how it fit, it was incredible. The fact that the lacing system kind of has like a little cable here, just like makes it so that your foot gets super
FSS.
Right.
Technically stands for flexible slingshot,
Flexible
aka
slingshot.
fucking sick shit.
Fucking sick shit. Yeah. Well, the fucking sick shit. Yeah, just allows
Evolv's words, not ours.
just allows your foot to just like lock into the shoe in a very solid manner. And yeah, you know, I think like sometimes on high performance shoes, you know, like if the Achilles is not high enough, then, you know, like if you're going to heel hook on Tufas or something like that, you know, you might have to potentially just tape.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Yeah,
for
totally.
sure. I've totally done that.
And these, you totally don't have to do that whatsoever. It's really an amazing shoe. Like, I love the way it fits. I love the fact that the toe box is a little bit softer than the Agros. The Agros are my go-to bouldering shoes. I have a tendency to go through shoes really quickly, and since there's so much rubber on the Agros, I still haven't put a hole in them yet. So those are kind of like my everyday bouldering shoes. These are kind of like the ones that I just keep on ice and like break them out for not, you know, hard sport climbs. Yeah, I really, you know, from a technical standpoint and a comfort standpoint, like I love everything about this shoe.
So, opinion-wise, if I was just gonna go with one shoe, it would be these shoes. The Oracles, I think, are, in my opinion, if I was just gonna have like one shoe, because let's be honest, these retail for $175. I'm pretty sure, I mean, that's like retail price. I'm pretty sure we'll find them for $140, $160, whatever.
That's become pretty the standard for a technical
Yeah.
shoe, right?
Yeah.
For a high-end shoe,
absolutely.
$175 is the solid price.
Yeah.
A beginner high-end shoe.
Yeah, again, for the best beginner shoe that is disguised as like one of the most advanced shoes, $175.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Like if you're gonna have one shoe that you are gonna take on everything, I don't think $175 is a big deal.
No, especially when you amortize the cost over how much you use it.
Yeah,
exactly.
The initial like $175 is like, fuck, you know, that's an expensive shoe.
Yeah.
But if you're in the gym 3-4 times a week, or you're outdoors, like you really, like you break it down, you know, you're really not paying that much for, especially for what you're getting in the shoe, the longevity of the shoe, how much. I mean, like we barely even touched on it, but we can beat the crap out of this shoe.
Yeah.
Like we beat this up.
And also just quality of life too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think like, you know, the amount of money that you pay, I think what you get in return is like 100%
Without
worth
question.
it.
It's worth
You know?
it. Yeah.
Whereas sometimes with high-end shoes, you know, there might be that one thing, you know, like everyone says this shoe fits like kind of weird in the toe or whatever, but after those 3 weeks, you're gonna be fine. You know, it's like, you know, you don't really have to deal with that with this shoe. It's just kind of like right out the box. It's great.
Which is, I mean,
from the jump. So.
financially standing, you know, at $175 is I would take $100 off of that shoe and just put it into the comfort. You're paying $100 for comfort.
Totally.
And then the rest you're paying $75 for the performance of it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we talked a lot about comfort with this shoe, and I think it's a very important issue to talk about with climbing shoes is the mere fact that you're getting comfort and performance.
Totally.
So
yeah, like if you were to buy a pair of Sportiva Tarantulas, which is like pretty much the staple, very
the
first
go-to.
shoe that like the majority of gym climbers buy.
It's
You know, that's like
definitely-
$90 shoe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
No, that
you-
is true because it's like, so $90, which is essentially you buy the transfer for 90.
Yeah.
So $100 just for like comfort in this shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I would just take
but then you get like a shoe that performs on the level of, you know, like a Scarpa VS or a Solution.
Totally.
You know.
Yeah.
Or potentially even better, you know.
Yeah.
I, you know, as somebody who didn't love the Solutions, but I was fond of it in the way of like I had mad respect for it.
It's kind of like love it or hate it.
Yeah, totally.
It's true. Love it or hate it, but you still respect the shoe.
Exactly.
Totally respect the shoe. Respect
Still
what they
totally
did.
respect the shoe.
Respect everything about that shoe. I would go with this shoe over that shoe. Heartbeat, hands down, without
Any day of the
question.
week.
Just take it.
Yeah. I should probably
Shut up.
wait.
Buy it.
Wait, what did you say? Because Ed said 8 out of 10. I think
So I give it an 11 on everything other than aesthetics. I give it a
Aesthetics,
6 on aesthetics. So when you average that out, let's
8 out
say,
of 10.
yeah, let's give it an 8.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not bothered by it. Like, yes, I agree that this hands down the Ferrari.
It's
Like I
sexy.
look at it, I don't even think Ferrari. Like the lines aren't Ferrari-ish. 'Cause
Lamborghini.
It's Lamborghini, right? Because these lines are a little bit more sharper than a Ferrari. Because Ferraris have softer
You could
lines.
you could wear a tuxedo with this shit.
But I don't hate how they look. I do recognize that there are shoes that are better looking, and like you guys said, I like performance-wise, hands down, 10s, 11s all the way around. Comfort 10s, 11s all around. I'm not hating on how it looks, so I would give this a 9 out of 10 because I don't.
Cool.
I'm not.
I don't think it's an ugly shoe.
I don't think of it.
I don't think it's an ugly shoe. I don't think it's the most beautiful shoe.
I feel like we wrapped it. How do you guys feel? I feel like we talked. As a matter of fact, I feel like we talked about a lot of things that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can talk about this for another hour,
We can.
but nobody needs to listen to that shit.
But I feel like you guys got a ton of information. Please follow, whatever. Follow these guys because these guys are amazing. Ask questions. If you guys have questions for me or any of them specifically or just the team in general, ask questions because we're here to help.
Yeah, and for me, just reach out to me directly or through Plastic. You know, look, out of the two of you guys, I'm the lesser of the climber. Like a more novice.
That's not true.
Yeah,
That's not true.
I mean, I'm solid, but I'm not solid as these guys. So I come from in a different direction. No, but I think it's great. I come from in a different direction because there is a lot of new people coming in the sport that maybe will look at somebody who's climbing V6s, V7s, V8s, V9s, which you guys touch and do and that, and I'm more of a 5 and a 6 person, that we can, in a tough 6s are still tough for me, but solid 5s, and it kind of gives a dynamic. So whereas the novice has an idea about this shoe, whereas the advanced climbers have a little bit more too. So I think that's great.
Derick is accessible for everybody who might be intimidated by Ed's power and my gaviness.
Look at those fucking arms.
I know. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Jeremy, Derick, Ed. We appreciate you guys, and thanks again.
Cheers.
See you guys.